Good morning, March 6th, 2021. So it's sunny and bright, but still very cold here in the DC area. So I want to talk about our energy body and our physical body and where we are in the months of the year. So we're in that sort of transitional period where we're wanting to come out of winter, but winter is still here. Officially, spring is not dawned yet. However, our bodies are wanting to prepare for it. So it's letting us know, hey, you ate a lot of congested food to stay warm over the winter. And on top of the virus restrictions, we've had less movement of the body, which has created a little more heaviness and density. Even though the energies might be lighter and brighter and our rhythmic clock is a little messed up. So we're being, it's topsy-turvy energetically, and then physically we still have to function. So while we're inching towards official spring, and the days will be a little longer, the weather will be a little lighter and brighter. Hopefully we'll see some flowers coming up. We'll see some birdies have returned to our neck of the woods. So we'll hear them chirping. So we'll feel like spring is here, but we'll still feel like we're in that winter transitional time frame. So with that being said, for me, I just jump-started a little bit of a cleanse about 2 weeks ago, just incorporating some herbs, extra lemon water, some dried greens in water, limiting my eating time to later in the morning and nothing after 7. So people call that intermittent fasting. It's just something I've done all my life. So I think with COVID, I got kind of out of that and started really eating things that I was looking for a rise in my energy. So sometimes I would reach for things, I needed it spicier, I needed it sweeter, I needed something, until the point where nothing was tasting anything like what I was enjoying. And even the few times I've gotten together and gone out and gotten a bite, it's just not satisfying to me. So a few weeks ago, I decided to kind of jump this cleanse and maybe switch some things around and really be diligent about it. But not just diligent in the action of the herbs and the lemon water and the foods and the time frame, but was also to be deliberate in the self-nurturing and self-care of my body. So really squeezing a lot of lemons and putting them in a jar. And every time I would pour it into a glass of water, I would say, oh, this is so refreshing and enlightening and detoxing to my body. And thank you for that. And honoring the times that where I don't have to leave the house, maybe taking a little longer time to stretch or to meditate, or maybe just go lay down, which has been quite unusual for me. I'm not a napper. But while we're going through this energetic change of climate, as well as seasons, as well as what's happening just on the universal scale, many are more waking up. So the energetic scales are changing on a really an unconscious level for most of us, unless you're really aware of what's happening. And in order to be aware of what's happening, you need to be fully in tune with your body in that present moment and listen to the vibrations and the frequencies in the ears, listen to the vibrations and the frequencies within the body, really maybe tuning into the sounds of nature and maybe figuring out, oh, that's coming from this direction. So you just start to tune in to Does the energy feel light? Does the energy feel a little heavier? Where does it feel? Where do I feel in my body? Where am I locked up and feeling dense in my body? So for me this week, it has been, I go to bed, and most of the time I feel like I'm tossing and turning, and I'm mentally talking to my spirit guides, and I'm getting visions, and then I think I go to sleep, and then I'm wide awake, and I refuse to look at the clock, but it's sometimes hours before the sun comes up. And then there's times where I'm closer to the sun coming up and I'm wide awake, but I'm refusing to get out of bed. And then there's last night where I slept, I think, deeper at some point, but I have to work today. So when my alarm went off, I was like, oh my gosh, I could so go back to sleep. So I hit snooze 3 times. Okay, so I didn't really blow dry out the hair, figured ponytail and a little light makeup, and then I got zapped by the dermatologist this week, so I can't wear much anyway. So I'm like, whatever. I'm going to honor my SlowMo. I'm in SlowMo, and that's okay. I don't need to force my body to walk faster or force my body to do something when each organ is in transition between winter and spring. So I need to allow each organ to connect with the other organs in order to decongest a little bit, maybe speed up their rhythmic communication with each other. And me overriding it with my ego is just gonna eventually cause a crash and burn, because you got to pull from your adrenals and other things to override. And I'm just not going to do that. I'm just not. I will sip my green tea. I've made some things to go to work today so that I can drink some green drinks and some lemon water and a little protein bar and slice of apple, some nuts, and who knows, maybe I'll take a break and actually go get something. I don't know. Food to me has not been enjoyable. It just hasn't been. With COVID going on, it's like I will pick things and it needs to be spicier. It needs to be sweeter. And I just can't get the taste buds in sync with giving me a rise in something, like an enjoyment in something. So for me, instead of overriding that, I've decided to, kind of condense my hours of eating and choose my foods a little differently and bless them and eat all my vegetables first and maybe my chicken or fish or whatever last. And just blessing it, that it's giving me energy and nutrients and filling up my belly so I don't have hunger pains. The other thing that's been going on this week is temperature changing. So one moment I feel pretty body temperature, and other times I am absolutely freezing. And I mean bone chilled freezing, where I'm just locked up and shivering cold. And that's energy changing too. And then pulsating behind the heart where your wings attach. So that pulsating, so I focused in on breathing and expanding my wings. And then in that second chakra, feeling that low back, that wincing, things happening. So stretching more, breathing into it, trying to get that whole sacrum to snap, crackle, pop, and allow the hips to open up, because I've been so locked up, physically locked up and then energetically locked up because of what's gone on in the environment in the past year, as well as who I am, in the universe. And as my constitution is, I'm more of a reserved, tighter person. I have to really consciously put into physical expansion as much as I do with my spiritual sight, my spiritual expansion. So both need to work synergistically together. So I've required more stretching and more breathing, intentional breathing into areas to help open and allow flow, blood flow, nutrients to get to these areas of my physical body, and at the same time producing relaxing chemicals for that to assist, as well as mentally taking it down. So, today I've got to be in sales today. And you know what? I'm just going to be in SlowMo. And I'm okay with being in SlowMo. I'm not going to force my adrenals to make me walk faster, talk faster, sell more, be the happy, bright light that everybody always wants me to be and attracts to. I'm just going to be in just present moment SlowMo until I feel my body kick up a gear. And I'll let it tell me how it wants to be today instead of forcing it. So maybe look into your foods, look into what's happening energetically, tune in, and breathe into all these spaces that need to break out. It's kind of like when you wake up in the morning and the first thing you want to do is just stretch your body, because that's waking everything up. So maybe throughout your day, just take the time to just stretch and maybe close your eyes and be in front of the great central sun and feel the beams of this amazing nutrient energy coming into your body, helping the carbon transfer to crystalline, which lightens you up, which takes you into, where we're going, where we're all going. We're all on our path in different places. There's no right, wrong, or indifference here. Everybody's got their own speed of awakening, and it's all good. It's truly all good. So I hope some of these tips helped. And I really wasn't even going to do a video this morning. I was like, but something said, sit down and just share what you're going through, and perhaps I can touch someone else and help them become more conscious and fully awakened to paying attention and the awareness, and then just be the observer. It's that simple. All right, so until the next video, please like, subscribe, share, and leave me a message. I like messages. All right, bye.